It's Sunday, December 15th, 2024. And we've just gone through a pretty cold snap here. And so I was sitting on my hands as far as snow clearing goes because the forecast showed that today, Sunday, was going to be a nice warm day. And it is a warm day. It's heavy overcast though, and I can just feel a little bit of mist in the air, so it's chilly. It's high humidity and it's chilly. I can actually see it a little bit coming down. So I don't think it'd be a good day to be on the highway at all. But I got behind in my work again, and I didn't get the snowblower put on the tractor. As you can see, still has the backhoe on it. So today I'm going to get the bucket on the tractor, take the forks off, get the bucket on. I'm going to get the backhoe off. I'm going to put the snowblower on, and then I'm going to clear some snow. Not necessarily in that order. I might get the bucket on and clear some problem areas, and then spend my time getting the backhoe changed off onto the snowblower. So that's just what's going on today. Yeah, it is chilly. I might go and put another layer on, put my electric socks on so my feet aren't going to get cold. But that's really what's going on. So I just thought I'd bring you along. Thanks for watching. So the little tractor's been sitting outside. I can feel here the little bit of precipitation we're getting is iced on the machine, but here it's not. That's because I've got the block heater plugged in on the tractor. See, the ice is kind of coming off. So I'll get that unplugged from the machine. Of course, my seat is falling apart and it gets snow in it. Usually 5 seconds of glow plugs gets this thing going, and it's been plugged in, so it's warm already. Yeah, it's warm already. Oh, the temperature gauge came up on the dash, so that block heater does the job for sure. Okay, I'm going to go dig the bucket out and change it off. pretty good. I'll clean out this area first, and then I have to clean out where we parked the car. That's a little pallet I built a few years ago that will hold my backhoe nicely for storage. There is a difficulty with it because the backhoe is really heavy, and when I get the backhoe on that pallet, the tractor will really hardly lift it at all. But it'll lift it enough to scoot it around here and there. Now the trick here is there's two really big pins in the front here that hold it to the tractor. And the trick is to lower the boom enough to get the weight off it and get those pins out. So I'll lower it down like this. So I can push that right down, lift the back of the tractor now, and so I can see the pins flexing a little bit when the weight comes off of them. So I just need to work both hands so that I can put some pressure on the pin, pull it out when the weight comes off the tractor. Just like that. See, that's a big pin. They give you a nice hole there to store it. So that's where the big pin is here. And it's got a pin in the end of it to keep it from falling out. Slide that right back, and see, I can't really turn it. But if I let some weight off it, now I can slide it. There we go, and it comes right out. So now it sits on a couple of hooks. You can't really see them, but it's down in there. A couple of hooks on the back of the tractor. So I need to lift the machine kind of up like this to get it to lift off those hooks. Now these are the hydraulic couplings There's 3 hydraulic lines on this backhoe, and I need to get it off the tractor and set on the pallet before I undo those hydraulics, because that's my jack, that's my lifting. So see how that goes. Way to do that. You've got some jacks right here. These stabilizers are really handy if you have to change a tire or something. You can lift the tractor up. So this is how you do that. You lift it right off the tractor like that. Get the tractor ahead a couple inches. And back down there. Okay. Now the backhoe is on the pallet. Now we can lift our stabilizers again. Now these will leak down over time, so I usually just put a strap between them to hold them up when it's in storage. I can't really undo these very well under pressure. Everything on a compact tractor is very compact. I guess one might imagine that that would be the case, even though it's not a case, it's a Kubota. What I've never noticed on this is a good place to put the hydraulic couplings in storage. I just sort of trap them under this pin. And it's not a great solution, but I'm not really sure if they had anything else in mind, but I haven't noticed it. Oh, that's the knee I fell on. It's still really bruised. Now, as you may imagine, because this tractor has a backhoe attachment, the 3-point hitch is removable. And when I bought this tractor, I don't remember, maybe I'm just a guy and I didn't read the directions, but I dubbed this hitch the fiddly hitch because it's kind of fiddly. It's actually not bad. It's pretty ingenious, and you don't need any tools, and it all rides on this one little hairpin and this thing. So we'll make sure we don't lose that. And we gotta have this bar which goes through the bottom ball here. I think I'm doing that right. No, it goes on that side. Goes through the ball, in through that hole, and you gotta push it all the way through. Actually, see, I don't even remember time to time. Those bushings need to go on the outside of that ball, because the bushing is what holds it in the hole, oddly enough. And then I put this one on. Put that bushing on. And now I can push it through the holes in the frame. Glad it's not that cold out here. I'm glad this was indoors, so it's not cold on my hands. Okay, see, these have a flat spot, and there's a flat spot on the top, but there's not a through hole. That bushing can't go through the hole. So I just take the flat spot, lift it up, and push the bushing into that place. I'll push that one in. The bar doesn't actually go through the second layer of this frame. It stops, but I didn't push it over. So the and this thing sits in the middle to hold those arms apart against the bushings to keep them from falling out, and is held in place by this little pin. They're pretty ingenious to make all these things fit together without putting any strain really on the attachment points. The loader on this tractor is the same. It's very well engineered that way. Okay. Now the other thing is to put the lift arms up here. Like that. Okay, voila. And believe it or not, that job is easier than actually putting the snowblower on. That's a little bit challenging. Well, we have to put the top link on up here. That metal, that tin piece is not critical. It's kind of optional, but what it does for you is you can pull it up, pull the top link up, push this down. There's a pin here, and that holds it up to make coupling your attachment easier. Oh, I have to try to get the PTO shaft on, which I don't remember if there's enough space to put it on after I've got it attached. Sure don't want to have to take it apart again. I think I've messed up though. I think I did this last year. Got it on the tractor and then realized can't. Yeah, there's ice in it. It's crappy. Oh, it's gonna go in there. Okay. You don't want to touch this PTO with the engine running ever for any reason, because it'll kill you. There we go. Now the only thing I think to do yet is tighten these stabilizers so that the snowblower is straight in line with the tractor. Zep 45. I call this stuff magic in a can. Let's hope we can do a magic trick here. It's good lubricant, and it's got Teflon in it, so it lasts a long time. It's a good loosenol too. Let that sit on there a while and loosens up stuck parts. I'm sorry, but don't talk about WD-40. That's a joke. WD-40 is a joke. And I know they make other products now, but the original WD-40, it's a good product, but it's not a lubricant. It's not a loosenol. It's very poor. Oh boy. It's just gummed up inside. Just warm it up and it works. Oh, don't get too excited. There we go. I'm starting to move the blower now. Okay, everybody's used a snowblower knows the first thing that happens is you get covered in snow, because especially with an open station tractor, you got to figure out which way the wind is going. And it's actually advantageous to have a bit of a wind, because if there's a very slight breeze like today, it can shift a bit and it's not strong enough to really get that snow away from you. You have to blow the snow so that your blower is actually downwind from the tractor. So I'm just getting ready to get covered in snow. I wanted to cover something I was thinking about. People often say, what a terrible idea to have a snowblower in the back of a tractor. And yeah, you're not really wrong, and I know why you'd say that, but here's the reality of it. Most of your power is back here, first of all. Most tractors, this is a little utility tractor, so it does have a front PTO, but most tractors don't have a front PTO, at least historically, so the PTO is in the back. And your weight is in the back for, traction and whatnot. And the rear snowblower is way, way simpler and way, way cheaper than a front one. And if you saw how long it took me to put that on there, it'd take me 2 or 3 times as long to put one on the front. They're very complex, very, very complex, and very expensive. And not only that, but if I were to put a snowblower on the front of this tractor, I would lose that. And that thing, as you may have seen here just a few minutes ago, is invaluable in the winter. Snowblower will move snow drifts and deep snow, etc., but this thing will clear a spot down to the ground. Plus, if you, one thing, like this snow that I pushed up over here, I need to move that now, because if I wait till tomorrow, that'll be cement. It'll freeze real solid. As soon as you touch it, it just freezes solid, and it's extremely difficult to move. It's not a very big machine, so it doesn't have a lot of weight and push to it. If you have a 150 horse tractor, that's different. But so those are the realities of it. And you know that I use my forks more than anything. So if I were to have a snowblower in the front of my tractor, no forks, right? You can get back forks and they work really well, but they only lift things that high. You can't really load a truck or anything like that. So that's kind of the answer for why do you want a snowblower on the back. It's a compromise, because nobody likes craning their neck around to look. But you know what? You don't really do that much. You kind of sit sideways in the seat and whatnot, and you get so that you know where you're blowing snow. And around here, it's not like I'm in middle of a city where it's extremely close quarters. So, that's just the reality, that it's not really a big deal. I don't find it too inconvenient to have the blower on the back, and you can typically have a much bigger blower and more powerful too. So I'm going to go clear this little pile that I made here, just so I don't forget it and it freezes down, because then it'll be a big problem. Well, I'm done clearing snow for today. Got the forks back on the tractor, got the backhoe put away, things cleaned up. I dug out the door of the bee barn here. The fan is not on full blast, but it's working hard. It's 5 degrees in there, so that's good. It's about -3, I think, out here. Maybe it's a little warmer. Got the things cleared here where the vehicles park, all nice. I put some cones to keep the FedEx guy out of the ditch. I think people think I'm mean for chuckling at that guy and whatnot. I couldn't help him because I didn't know he was here. But you know what? Nobody died, nobody got hurt. He made a little bit of a mess of the yard. I don't know, won't know until spring to see it, but we all learn that way. I've learned that way too. And rule 1 is you look at the tracks of the people that didn't get stuck. You stay there. There's plenty of tracks where people didn't get stuck. So anyway, it's pretty comical. So there we go. Bee barn fan just shut off, and I'm gonna go in. I managed to pick up some steaks at the store that weren't too high priced. I'm going to start the barbecue and cook some steaks for supper. Isn't that kind of crazy? 15th of December. Crazy in Manitoba for sure. Oh well. Okay. Thanks for watching. I'll leave you with that for now. Take care and have fun. It's Wednesday, December 18th, 2024. And I think I saw that it was minus 19 out here today. The sun came back, but as in true form, around here when it's a sunny day, it's generally a cold day. Nice to have the sun back. It's not windy, a little tiny breeze coming. But I just got the shelf loaded in the truck. And I guess, you know, if a guy was to plan ahead, he'd plan this maybe a little better. It's barely going to go under the tonneau. That's not such a big deal. I can leave that tonneau open. But one of the shortcomings of the tonneau on this model is that the straps that they give you aren't very forgiving. And in the winter, it's tough to get that thing rolled up nice and tight. The other thing is, I had to put it in here crooked because this truck doesn't have a real long bed on it. And it barely went in there. I could probably flip it over if that was an issue, but I want to leave it sit on the back, so if it gets marred up at all, that's on the back. So taking this off to get painted at the daycare center. That's about 45-minute drive away, and yeah, that's about it. I'm going to cut this short because my fingers are freezing. It's freaking freezing out here, Mr. Bigglesworth, and I hope you're having a great day. Take care and have fun. It's Friday, December 20, 2024, and I'm just out to shop here for a few minutes. I'm fixing to wrap my wife's Christmas gifts, and while I'm out here, I'm enjoying a seasonal bubbly. This is quite a popular bubbly. Michael Bublé is a Canadian singer, songwriter, and he promotes this, and part of the gag is that he wants to change it to an E with the little fleck on it to say Bublé instead of bubbly. If you're not familiar with these, it's a sparkling water beverage, but they're flavored, so there's no sugar or anything in these. There's no sugar, there's no artificial sweeteners. And this is a seasonal one, Mary Berry bubbly, they call it. I can't read exactly what berries there are, but strawberries, raspberries, and something else. Typically, I like drinks that are red, so this fits the bill, and it is quite delicious. It's very nice. Highly recommend. Seasonal Bublé. All right. Well, this week, just really not doing a whole lot this week. It's cold outside. What is it, minus 18, I think, right now. It's sunny and it's not real windy, so it really would be a good day to maybe do some outdoor sports if you were so inclined, but I am not inclined for that. So I've been enjoying time indoors, time with my wife, time with the cats. Of course, anybody that's watched the live stream knows that anytime I sit down, the cat climbs right up on top of me. So I will leave this vlog as it is for the week. I really appreciate you watching, and this is a really good opportunity to wish you a Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you at the end of next week before the new year hits, and I hope it's a really good new year for us and for you. We've got some things going on in my country that we are on the cusp of things getting better, but there's egos at stake, and so it's going to be tough to get past those egos to actually make a change and make things better. So I really hope that something does change. That'll be a really good Christmas gift for me and for everybody in the country. Anyway, yeah, so Merry Christmas. Have a really great one, and we'll talk to you again next weekend. Take care and have fun.